Hey, what's up out there, people in YouTube world? This your boy Sir Hibbler coming at you with a video about the introduction to my channel. I decided to start a YouTube channel just because of my passion for fishing. I love fishing for small pan fishing, fishes, mainly crappie, bluegill, walleye, bass, and in that order, so to speak. But my main goal is crappie. When I set out to do fishing anywhere, and basically what I want to do is come to you, let you know a little bit about myself. I live in the state of Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes. Been here for about 25, 30 years. That right there speaks volume. 10,000 lakes. I've been up here for 25, 30 years. And I haven't got to nearly half of these lakes. It's just so outstanding. But at any rate, I'm a computer tech, and I live in Minneapolis, which is about in the heart of Minneapolis. And I am about 20 minutes from the famous Lake Minnetonka. People on the outside looking in will say, hey, Lake Minnetonka, I know he do a lot of fishing there. Wrong. Lake Minnetonka is one of the best lakes you can find for walleye, bass, crappie, etc. But it's also a recreational lake. Prince told you about it. A lot of other people tell you about it. When they mention Minnesota, they mention Minnetonka. But at any rate, that's another story. Basically, I fish Minnetonka every year, at least once or twice a year, sometimes 3, but I only fish it spring and fall. You would never catch me out there in the summertime. I don't care what day it is, because there's too many recreational vehicles out there. So I lead them to do what they do, and I let them, they let me do what I do, so we got to understand it. Basically what I want to talk about is the equipment that I use and the boat. I'm not going to go into detail because I'm going to make a separate video for those. So basically I just want to give you a little pieces, tidbits and bits. The equipment that I use is I take with me 2 rods everywhere I go on my boat. No more than 2 rods, because in the state of Minnesota, you can only use 1 rod at a time. That's right. Another thing about crappie, to the crappie fishermen, you can only catch 10 crappies in the state of Minnesota. So you won't see me putting up a lot of fishing. You see me catching a lot, but you won't see me keeping them. I do too much fishing for that. You know, so basically what I like to use is lightweight equipment only. Everybody will tell you that. Lightweight equipment, when you fish for crappie, crappie is one of the most spooked fishes that is. They bite real light too. They got very sensitive lips. I mean, there's a number of things you go down the list. But basically what I use for fishing, I use longer rods. I love the longer rods in a boat. So basically what I use is 8 foot, no longer than a 10 in a boat, no less than a 7. But I like to sway between 8 and 9. 7 gets a little too short, especially when you're fishing for crappie. So that's my choice. And line, I go between a 4 and a 6. My preference is 4, but if I'm catching a bigger one, I'm gonna up the ante because I hate to lose fish. And actually, you know, I've been fishing for so long. When you've been doing it for so long, you get pretty good at it. Me and my drag, ain't nothing gonna break my line. They may get off, they may straighten out the hook, but they ain't gonna break my line. So that's where it's bond. So those are my equipment, and the name of it is Duck Commando. Duck Commando. I bought this in Mississippi. I got a great deal on this one. And this right here is a SAM sensitive, a super sensitive. And that's anybody that do a crappie fishing, that's one of the best crappie rods. You can better crappie rods you can get, not the best. I try to stay away from that expensive stuff. I don't believe in that expensive stuff. Cheaper stuff you do just about the best job, the same job that the others do. When it comes to bait, this is what I like to use. Things you can open up, they won't die. I fell in love with artificial bait about 15 years ago. And I'll tell you why. Because artificial bait is just, it can be a headache at times. You gotta maintain artificial bait. You gotta keep buying it over and over again, and they may die. With artificial bait, you buy this sucker will last you 10 years, and you can buy it over and over again. So that's what I like about that. I mean, it's a weird concept, but it works for me. The rubber have been my best friend. I found one artificial bait. I'll tell you about that later. Crappie trailer. I used to kill them with that. For some odd reason, they decided they want to discontinue them. They should have got in touch with me. I could have told them they could have they make more money that way, but I had to throw that in there. But at any rate, I always keep at least 2 of those for what's another bait that I just ran across recently. I had 2-3 years ago. Other fishermen probably say, "Gup, just learning about gup." It's not that I'm just learning about it. I've been knowing about it, but the thing is, you don't try stuff until somebody else is using it, and they catching them and you don't. So I happen to go to one lake. I never miss a lake. If you ever notice, if you want to know about my lake, you got to come fishing with me. Unless you're one of my best friends, and I ain't got about 4 or 5 of them that fish with me on a regular basis. All the rest of them are just visitors. Let's get that straight. So, gulp. Gulp is fairly decent. I've noticed that been working a lot of places. So what I've done, I've put that in my my top 5. That right there is something you won't catch me leaving without. So if y'all don't use gulp for crappie, start. Know what that is? Huh? Y'all know what that is? Look at good. Look at good. Took the tag off intentionally. Well, anyway, this is the measurement, crappie measurement. The bigger you can buy, big. I don't know how big they come in, but anyway, this one will measure up to a 12-inch crappie. What I normally do, I'm skeptical, I throw them in there. I never take anything off the lake that's 10 inches or less. Got to be 10. If he under 10, he not leaving out the lake. I'm saving him for when he come back, or somebody else gonna catch him. Basically, I use this, and that's a measure, a go-to tool. With the rubber that I use, the tip always shows. So basically, what I would do, y'all know what those are? Those are nippers, crappie nippers. I got all the colors: yellow, white, blue, green, whatever. So I got all of them. I'm not sure if I mentioned the cameras that I'm using, but I'm gonna do it again. GoPro is the camera that I picked up. I picked up 2 other cameras for about $80 just to test them. They show pretty good, but I wasn't too impressed with them after I started doing a lot of research. I always start hearing GoPro. I'm like, who's going pro? And I'm not no pro. If I am a pro, I'm not gonna pay pro price. Y'all know what I'm going on. But at any rate, though, I figured they was fairly expensive camera. But as I started looking around more and more, I started seeing they wasn't just used for fishing, they were used for a lot of things. So I decided I'll look into them a little more. Looked into them, and I said, I want to see what the hoopla is all about. So I like to test stuff. Being a computer guy, I like to test stuff. So I went and bought one, made sure they had a good store return policy. 30 days, 15 days, ain't no different. All I need is a week. So I went and got it, and I was very, very impressed. But I wasn't impressed with the price. So what I decided to do the research. You know, Craigslist is phenomenal. 2 of them. 2 of them for the price of 1. I ain't gonna tell you one was brand new. But one person was willing to get rid of them, and me being a negotiator that I am, I was able to get it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing this season. This is 2017. What I plan on doing is bringing you at least, what's that, 4 months? And like I said, at least 1 video a week. Every now and then I'll double up. But I know I'm gonna go fishing, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna record. I know I'll be having some problems, some technical problems. Sometimes I just forget. When I get out there, if I don't turn the record on, I get out there to fish with the bite. I won't think about it until, until it's too late to have the time to come in. But I'm gonna always bring you some pictures. Okay, so next video is gonna be about my boat, and I'm gonna also bring you a video on equipment only, rod, minnow, etc., etc. So, like everybody else said, subscribe, 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 like it, and I mean share it with somebody else if you think it's beneficial. There was I can't I'm not gonna bring any name, but there's a few brothers out there that kind of inspired me to wanna do this. You know, in the wintertime I'm sitting around bored, and you know I became a YouTuber lately. I started seeing a lot of brothers on YouTube. I'm like, I didn't know that a lot of people doing that. But as I started looking, more and more started popping up. I'm like, hey, this must be the new phenomenon, a new way. Let me jump on board before they leave me behind. So can expect to see something from me at least once a week. If there's anything you would like to see, please don't hesitate to drop a comment in the box below, and I'll consider it. So until the next time I come to you, take care.